Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over Bitcoin. It's going to be about Bitcoin, guys, but I'm going to go over MicroStrategy here, explain some things that I think is going on. And by the way, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. It'd be really, really appreciated. New subscribers, I do appreciate you too. I am bullish on the MicroStrategy and Bitcoin. Okay, this guy Saylor's pretty brilliant guy because he's just turned himself into his own little ETF. So instead of Bank of America buying actually Bitcoin, what are they going to do? Buy MicroStrategy. And there's proof right there. Increase in shares right here. You see that? Massive amount. This group, BlackRock, Vanguard, Fidelity's down here. People miss. Look at the Fidelity, guys. Almost up as much. And even you look at the mutual fund holdings, you got, American Funds, Vanguard, and Fidelity putting it into it. So I would say that they're probably pretty bullish on it too. It's interesting too. Bank of America, you can't ever trust anything that they say when they put out a report out there. Those are when you see these banks put out reports, for the most part, that's like a marketing for them or marketing and playing people more or less. So what the banks like to do, put out bad news, they go by. It's a game. It's going to continue to go on, never ends, and people always fall into it. I fell into it in the 1990s. The banks make a report. They say, "Oh, this is junk," and they go buy it, and it's going up, kind of like what they did right here. So you can go check that out, guys. So here's the deal. I'm going to go over GBTC, guys, right here, and it's correlated to Bitcoin. Tell you why I'm bullish on Bitcoin, guys. It's just in a correction right now, so just have to wait for a little while. So on GBTC, one, it's in an inverse head and shoulders pattern, and that's the target, the $20 target for that pattern that I'm looking at for it. And then it's in a wave 1-2. It came down, corrected nice and deep here in that section, also in the stochastics. And here's another wave right here. Is it done? I'm not too sure yet. Gonna see how this wave plays out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could be in another one. If this is another one and this is a 1, it's a 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. It could be extremely bullish. People don't even realize that because it didn't take anything out. You can't go 1, 2, 3 because this RSI here did not take it out. Your third wave will bust up above that. That's how you find those third waves. So you can be here in the RSI. You can see the pattern that it's doing right here. There's RSI here. 1, that's a fifth wave. Back down, reset. Here's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's resetting that cycle, guys, right there like that, okay? And you can see in stochastics, it's come down nice and deep. There might be a counter trend rally in this section, and then it might come back down a little bit deeper over here. I'm just waiting to see how this plays out because if once I'm confident, more confident that this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, this is going to be going up quick in the next wave, guys. Okay. So now MicroStrategy, and this will have to do with Bitcoin too. I'll go over that in a second, guys. So here's MicroStrategy's chart. I put it on the line chart, get rid of the wicks because MicroStrategy is more, actually, it's more volatile than Bitcoin, if you can believe it. So why am I going over this? Well, the reason I'm going over this is because of this. MicroStrategy is the biggest holder, according to them, of, or the articles that I read, they said it's the biggest holder of Bitcoin. And then Bank of America and those companies are going to invest into a BlackRock and things because they don't want to buy Bitcoin. They're going to buy MicroStrategy, okay? So here's the deal with MicroStrategy. It peaked here February 21, and it came all the way over here and corrected this cycle in 27 of December of 22. So it was in a long corrective cycle, okay? Right here, guys. So a bearish case is pretty poor case right now, guys. Could it be in a correction and then swing in here and go like this? But for people to think that this is crashing more, don't think so, guys. It's just the cycle's reset over here, and now it's in this section. And then it went up into a wave, back down. This was same thing here. You can see right here, okay? It came all the way back down. The RSI reset it, and in the stochastics also went down to oversold in that indicator down there. So now it's in this section. I'm just waiting to see what MicroStrategy is going to do in this section, okay? You could have another sequence, okay? If you go back to the RSI, right? Back down, it hasn't broken that peak. So you could be in a very bullish setup for MicroStrategy where it's 1, 2. It could come up for a little bit more and be in a 1, 2 and be ripping out of there. So I'm looking at targets for MicroStrategy. The next area I'm looking at is right around $400, Okay. And depending on how this plays out, the next one's going to be about 550 to 600 bucks. And if this is going up there, then you probably see, well, Bitcoin's probably going to be going up too, guys. So that's how it looks. It actually did a really, really nice correction. A lot of people thought that this was the bottom, and it's not. This right here is not the bottom. This was a 335. This was your typical flat move. Okay. And that's how they rip like that. This was ripping hard, guys. It was just real good rip from 154 all the way up to 356. And it did it real quick from 10 of June to 9 of August. 2 months, 2-month rip. And then this is your ending diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there is where it ended. Okay. A beautiful flat. It made a beautiful flat move and hit fibs almost perfect. Hit fibs almost perfect. Okay. You can see 1.618. Hit 1.618 there. That's probably why people thought it was the bottom. I was kind of watching it too. I didn't think so, but boom. And then it came back down and finished it off in an ending diagonal. Ending diagonals mean that they end. It was a three-way move, 3, 3, and back up, and then another 3, meaning it was ending something right there. So then I was confident, boom, that's the bottom. So if MicroStrategy has a bottom right there, what is that, the 5th of January? What do you think the odds are that Bitcoin has a bottom? Probably so. You think MicroStrategy is going to be going up to come crashing back down here to $65? Don't think so. Don't think so. So the $10,000 Bitcoin case is out, in my opinion, guys. So Bitcoin, just waiting for it to suss itself out in this area, guys. Okay. This could be an extremely bullish setup. I mentioned this in previous videos, and this could be 1, 2, and this could be another 1, 2 over here. Kind of like MicroStrategy could be setting up for that, guys. I showed in previous videos how the S&P 500 did it in its previous long cycle coming out of 2010, 2012, where there's a section kind of like this on MicroStrategy, right? Kind of like this whole section, and it just goes sideways, and it feels bearish. It feels bearish, and you have all the negative sentiment. Negative sentiment in the media and out there on crypto Twitter right now is what you want. You want that. You want it, and you want to keep it, because once they all flip, then it's going to be up here, guys. Okay, so you want that to keep going on. The more, the better, in my opinion. The more they short, the better. The more they could keep insisting on the crash in the S&P 500, the better. Okay, so be aware of that. Don't let that get into your head. And then you're like, oh my gosh, did I make a wrong decision? I just bought some MicroStrategy for $161, and I watched the bears, and they're telling me it's going to crash, and then you go sell, right? That's how that works, guys. That's how it works. So I don't think it's going to crash. Just wait for everything to suss itself out there, right here. And the same thing with Bitcoin, guys. They're all three of them are in a correction right now. And so far, it looks really good. So far, it looks really good. Now, I'm not saying it's ending there. Could come up. Same thing with MicroStrategy, guys. You see that? It came back down. That's actually, it's forming hidden bullish divergence, if you will. And the same thing with GBTC, guys. You can see, boom, came all the way down there. You got your bearish divergence. That could have been a 5th. I just don't know right now with this one if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm waiting to suss itself out. But everything looks good, and I don't think these guys are really Bank of America, BlackRock. I wouldn't be betting against even Google or Geo Capital Management. He's got some in there, and Fidelity. I don't know, guys. The numbers are not saying crash. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor. Drop a like. Hit the subscribe button. Peace.